shirt is pajamas and I slept in it, and it's 4 o'clock in the evening. However, today, the MO of the day has been to get the house cleaned and the clutter dealt with and the pictures that have been sitting around waiting to be hung. Not everything's done yet, but my hope was to get as much ready as possible so that this evening, it's Tuesday before Thanksgiving, when I start my like cook-a-thon, everything else will be for the most part dealt with. So that has been what I've done all day, and actually I had every intention of like pulling myself together and making a great video, but instead I just turned on the camera in the shirt that I slept in because that's what I've done to do. All right, so I'm waiting for my tea to finish steeping so I can go outside. I am going to shoot as much of a video as I can as I prepare our Thanksgiving dinner. I cannot promise that it will be comprehensive. It's a pretty big feat, but I will kind of take you guys along a little on the process. However, right now, we're barely gonna have enough light. It is getting close to dark, but I wanna show you guys what I added to our farm yesterday. Guys, I'm pulling my outdoor lawn chair over to talk to you for what should be the last time. Maya's working on the table and we're gonna try to go see it. I wanna be brief on this part because we're running out of light. So I have to tell you, I have to kind of catch you up to date on something that happened this week on the farm. I did not vlog this. We lost our goat Thorin Oakenshield this week. It was really fast and sudden that he fell ill and then passed away just very suddenly. And I'm doing a good deal of research because I'm wondering if maybe he didn't have urinary calculi, I think is what it is called, which is something that happens in male goats. And it would make sense if that's what happened because we were having some issues with him not being interested in breeding earlier on this year, which is pretty unusual in male goats, especially ones that are healthy. And so we had separated him from the girls and really watched his diet and gave him some supplements, and he got better. But then when we put him back in with the girls, this happened and he passed away. I don't know for sure that that's what happened. And there's really not a way for me to know completely. Now I want to talk to you guys about this because one, I want to let you know what happens on our farm, and I don't want to hide the stuff that's hard. This is a hard part of what happens on our farm. But I also want to be really honest about farm life. I heard someone say once, where there's livestock, there's dead stock. And I totally put my heart into the animals. I still cry when we lose one, feel a lot of affection towards them, but they're not the same as, like, for instance, my dogs that sleep at, on the floor next to my bed and, hang out with me every day. They're not companion animals. They are livestock animals, so it's a little different. I'm definitely more attached to some than others, ones we've had longer. I'm definitely more attached to, like, my dairy goats that I milked. I have milk daily through certain seasons than I am, for instance, to, like, the pigs, which, I don't have as much of a connection with. That's true. But it's still really sad. But the main thing is that I want to steward well. So whenever something comes up, sometimes it is completely out of your control, but I always want to completely search it out to find out if there's anything that I could do differently. And the thing with goats is, I remember the first goat that I ever lost. I remember every goat that I ever lost, but I specifically remember the first goat that I ever lost. Her name was Delilah. She was a blue roan Nubian, and now at this point it's been about 5 years ago that I lost her. She got milk fever just very suddenly, and we so aggressively treated it. We did everything that we could. We called our goat mentor. I mean, we stayed up with her. We did everything that we could, and we still lost her. And I remember calling our goat mentor, and we were both just devastated. And we were like, we felt like we shouldn't be doing this. We should quit keeping goats because we're obviously bad at this. And our goat mentor, who had been raising Nubian goats for 20 years and had been, just very experienced in it, showed them for years. I remember he said to us, he said sometimes you are going to do everything that you can and you're going to lose them anyway, and that does not make you bad at keeping goats. He was like, if you're going to give up on that, like, you're not going to make it very far in this, because you're going to lose animals. And every farmer that I've ever known has really driven that home. You're going to lose animals, and it's hard. You want to use every circumstance to make yourself better, but it is part of doing this. It's hard. It's a hard part of doing this. So that was really like a dark cloud over the other day. That's the bad news, but there's also good news. Thorin had already bred all of our Nubian does, and so we are going to have kids from him over the course of the next like 5 months, and that's very exciting. I'm so glad about that, and I actually do plan on retaining a buck from him to use in future for breed. And since he had already been with all of the does that we wanted to have bred for next year, there's no pressure for us right now to go ahead and get another Nubian buck right now. But looking ahead to next year, and the fact that, again, next fall we'll be ready to breed again, I thought I'm gonna just kind of keep a lookout, because right now, after people are done breeding, is when people start getting rid of a lot of bucks. And I ended up just kind of putting feelers out and starting to look, and I came across a listing online for a doe that had a buckling on her. She was currently in milk, and I didn't really need another doe, but I really wanted to definitely kind of find another buck. And I sent Maya the listing, and he just has really surprised me lately with the go ahead and get the goat thing. That's really not Jeremiah's usual way to approach anything. But he ended up calling the man that had these goats and asking him what else he had in order to bring some moon spots into our breeding program. We used to have a lot, and we kind of moved away from it to get better milk lines, but we ended up finding these girls who have wonderful milk lines and beautiful moon spots. I don't think they're comfortable with Bear. Come on, Bear. We're gonna put him in the backyard so that they can feel safe. Go on, bud. Hey, ladies. Hey. Hey, ladies and gents. All right, so this one in the front here, this beautiful girl, and then this black and white spotted male. So he will be a future breeding buck, and that's his mom. And then the brown one back here, she has got a doeling and a buckling on her, and she is also very, very spotted. Hey, get used to it, ladies. You're gonna see a lot of this thing. Hi. So the first thing that I do whenever I am checking out goats is I want to ask a lot of questions about, like, if they come from a clean herd, which there are a couple of common diseases with goats, specifically CAE and CL, which are two things that goats get tested for. And we don't register our goats. We're not doing showing or anything, so I'm not concerned about them being registered. I just have them for home dairy purposes. For me, with these girls, I just talked to the man. He knew a lot about genetics. He knew a lot about goat keeping. He talked to me a lot about his maintenance routines and all of that stuff, and I felt really good about buying these. So we got them yesterday. I actually only made the deal for the one mama and baby, and then Jeremiah tacked the other one on because he got so excited about the moon spots. So we ended up with 5 new goats yesterday. They are a little skinny right now. You'll notice that. Oh, hey, babe. What are you doing?
Putting bedding down. It's gonna get cold.
Yeah. They don't trust you at all. They're like, what is this guy doing?
So close. Cons what?
Con's burrow.
Con dug a hole. These girls are a little bit on the skinny side, which he told me that when I called about them. They are really heavy milkers, and you can really see in their udder. I have not milked them yet. I've just left the babies on them, but they have really good sized udders. And And a lot of times when you have goats who are really heavy producers, you have to really work to keep weight on them when they are producing a lot of milk. But they're getting used to eating, they've been eating hay today. So even already, she's already looking like she's rounding out more. I was just telling Jeremiah my suspicions about what may have happened with Thorin with the urinary calculi. One of the things that is caused by is too much grain in the diet, which causes these hard crystals in their urinary tract, and it's very common in males. And the reason I suspected this, because when I put him in with the girl goats the first time, we give our girl goats more grain. And so I think he was getting access to more grain being in with all the girls because we trough feed. And when we took him out, because he wasn't breeding, he got better. And we thought, okay, he must have had a deficiency, and we put him back in with all the other girls. And so I think it was a mistake on our part. But are you pleased with your goat purchase?
Yeah, this is what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Jeremiah loves spotted goats. And look at this guy. Isn't he beautiful? They are gonna have to learn about the camera. They're still really skittish. I've been like petting on them and stuff, but they're definitely not like about me yet. They let me pet on them earlier. I came out with some treats. And I have to tell you guys their names. So I was debating a couple of name themes. And then I was talking to my friend Matthew, and he made a great suggestion, because I already have a Winona to go with some country music names. So after much deliberation, let me introduce you to Shania, Reba, Hank, Garth, and Loretta. I'm hoping these girls and boys bring a lot of color and good milk genetics to our herd. So they're gonna be in here for at least a few weeks. I usually try to quarantine new animals like this for at least a couple weeks, especially if I don't personally know the person that they came from. They seem very healthy and they're very well cared for. You can usually tell that, you know, making sure that they don't have a high parasite load, but also like things like their hooves being trimmed usually shows that they've been maintained. So I feel pretty good that they've been well cared for. But they'll stay in here in this yard for the next few weeks. And also this is the yard where the milking stall is. And after they get used to me for the next couple days, I'm gonna let them just chill out for a couple days. But we will then start with holding those babies at night and milking these moms. I'm really curious to see how much milk that they give. My kids are playing underneath the little fort thing with a trash can lid. So loss is sad and new goats are exciting. My hopes for my breeding lines is to really get some nice Nubians and nice La Manchas out of the lines that I have. And right now, while we were at this property, and we are currently working on breaking up some different yards so we can do some rotational grazing, focusing on building up soil here, I really want to focus on making really great goats. Maya is currently moving Ross Poldark out of the yard with the girls. Well, that wasn't dramatic at all. Because at this point, they're bred, and going ahead and getting him out of the yard will just help us guarantee, and if it was the stones, that it's not going to happen to him, because we do feed our males differently. But when they're in with the females, they end up getting more grain. I don't know, that might not be what happened. You know, I'll repeat over and over and over that thing, well, where there's livestock, there's dead stock. You can do everything sometimes and you're still gonna lose animals. And like, I will say that stuff to myself over and over again, because honestly, I just have a hard time with it. And even when it comes down to doing everything that you can, I have a tendency to like really beat myself up over losses. And it stinks because I had such a great, I'm super excited about the new goats, but I feel like even just talking about it feels a little dampened by the sadness of loss. Check out this high tunnel full of food though. That's pretty nice. Gosh, every day these babies are bigger. Hey pigs. Oh, Doris, girlfriend, you look like you're about to pop. Oh yeah, God, I cannot believe she hasn't had these babies yet. She looks so close. So there's a development back here. Doris definitely is looking even more pregnant, if at all possible. But also she's digging up, like, she's dug up some stuff in this yard and she's putting it in here. So she is doing a little nesting, which is interesting because usually our pigs have not done that. Maybe we'll have some Thanksgiving babies. Oh yeah, she's so swollen. She has to be close. Did you get some eggs?
Got 2 big ones.
I need these.
Yeah, no.
For my Thanksgiving cooking. All my chickens went into molt for Thanksgiving. And I had to buy eggs at the store the other day. Normally we just would not have eggs if they weren't laying, but it's Thanksgiving. I needed them for my recipes. I've been hoarding all of the farm eggs. Yeah. Bought like 5 dozen the other day. Now I got enough. So we've had this thing that has happened historically on Thanksgiving, like big things happen on the farm. And in the past, like often they're bad, but this year, some good big thing can happen on the farm. Like Doris having healthy babies with no complications. That would be great. I would be thankful for some Thanksgiving piglets. Wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah.
This is a really pretty flock of chickens.
Yeah, the ragtag escapees.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
The jailbirds. They're in jail because they kept roaming the farm. This video feels sad to me because I had to talk about Thor and Oakenshield dying.
Yeah. Some days are just sad.
True that. But I am happy about getting new goats. Beautiful goats.
Yeah, it's good. Those things are not connected. I mean, we didn't get new goats because of that. We were.
Well, that is why I started looking for the buck.
I guess that's true how you found them, but I mean, I really wanted spotted does anyways.
Yeah.
So like, we could have just bought these just because
they're beautiful.
Legit.
I'm so excited and to have the bucks even because I can breed them with all the other girls. But I do want to keep a buck from Thorin and one of our ladies so that we can breed that buck with these girls. Mm-hmm. We're gonna end up with a pretty legit breeding program of goats. We're pretty legit. We're legit farmers.
if you have to tell yourself.
You know, I do stand back here regularly and just survey all of this and feel so thankful. Especially now for Thanksgiving, but I feel pretty thankful. I mean, like, I want every day to be Thanksgiving, but I don't know, when it is Thanksgiving, I definitely like take a step back and survey all the things I'm thankful for.
Yeah, I've been messaging all of our friends being like, yeah, we're growing most of our meal this year. No big deal. Bradley upper crust. Somebody will understand.
Hey, that is a flex I once dreamed of having.
Yeah.
But I am pretty pumped about our Thanksgiving meal being.
We hard flex our food all the time.
We also share it, so does that make it better? And as always, we are so incredibly thankful for you guys. We love getting to give you a little look into our glass house and share our lives with you. When I try to express it, I always find that words are terribly insufficient for how much of a huge blessing getting to do this is.
For sure.
So thank you. As we celebrate Thanksgiving together, enjoying
hopefully uneventful, relaxing.
Hopefully an uneventful, relaxing, maybe celebrating baby pigs. We will definitely be saying our prayers of thanks for you guys. Well, we bless you guys. Until next time.
Bring you this offering of eggs. Man, it's like there's no real good way to hold just 2 eggs. This just makes you want to spin them like stress balls, but then that's risky. So just hold them like this. It feels comfortable.
We bless you. Until next time.